A Mr. Mouse Christmas by Irish Morgan Barnes
and Melissa Morgan.
'Twas a few weeks before Christmas, an exciting time for Mr. Mouse. He and his family were busy scurrying up, down, and all around their little house.
They were baking and decorating, adding lots of Christmas flair, getting ready to host a holiday party, for all their friends would virtually be there.
There were piles of wrapping, ribbon, and boxes towering higher than their heads, waiting to be filled with yummy cookies and gifts to be delivered by Mr. Mouse and his sled.
This year's party would be different. It would be online via an app. So all the gifts had to be delivered in advance with no problems, or their Christmas would go to scrap.
Nervous, Itsy Bitsy Mouse worried. Oh, what could be the matter? It seemed Mr. Mouse was feeling ill. Had he eaten every cookie from the big silver platter?
Dr. Teeny Weeny Mouse was concerned too, so very excited for the annual bash. She didn't want the festivities to be canceled and came up with an idea in a flash.
She would get Mr. Mouse a rapid COVID test so that they would all know if he was sick from pandemic germs or the cookies and the dough.
This was all an inconvenient hassle, with Christmas quite so near. Habitual hand washing and mask wearing had helped them lose their fear.
Everyone sheltered in place and wondered why oh why was Mr. Mouse so sick? Teeny Weeny brought the news fast. Yes, she brought it awful quick.
Well, it seems I've solved the mystery, Mr. Mouse, Teeny Weeny did exclaim. Your test is free of COVID-19, but too much sugar is to blame.
You're dangerously close to the developing diabetes like Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen. Those North Pole elves and reindeer overdid it on the candy canes, including Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen.
It was well known that healthy Rudolph reindeer, he rarely took a fall. He ate lots of fruits and vegetables and few sweet treats, if any at all.
Mr. Mouse had to change his habits. His blood pressure was way too high. The stress of the Christmas party plus pandemic had shot it way, way up to the sky.
With just days left to get ready for the big delivery, he wondered what he should do. Santa had trained only him to serve the animal kingdom on Christmas. He had to see the process through.
Mr. Mouse plopped in his comfy chair to think. He sighed and sunk into the cushions with an oof. Just then his shirt and pants buttons popped off. He was no longer fit, and this was proof.
Determined to get healthier for himself, not just for others, he laced up his sneakers and hit the ground. He committed to exercise at least once a day, and this is what he found.
His childhood canine friends offered a socially distanced exercise program, and it was quite a hoot. They did yoga, breathing exercises, and meditation, adding cardio and Zumba to boot.
He sweated buckets, often wheezed, and puffed his inhaler to avoid an asthma attack. Meanwhile, his family prepared his sled and packages, wondering how he would deliver such a big stack.
It was no secret that business had slowed in his community. The pandemic made everything feel scary, so he hired some of his dog pack workout buddies. With this great news, they all became merry.
He gathered Sadie, Nadine, Dimitri, and Bart, Shorty, Montana, Buddy, Sammy, and Casey Joe. He knew this was the team that could do what needed to be done, a strong pack to pull his sled through the snow.
Mr. Mouse needed to rest this Christmas. His friends would pass out every gift, every wreath. He'd stay home and boost his immune system, take his vitamins, drink his tea, and twice daily brush his teeth.
He would read mountains of books, water plants, and dance to music, only eating food that was good for his belly. He'd do dishes, journal daily, call his mother, and make lots of time to wash laundry as soon as his socks got stinky smelly.
Christmas Eve came in a flurry like a snowstorm, and Mr. Mouse felt proud of himself. His buddies were prepped. They were ready, they had their assignments, and Montana was named the head elf.
He was young, eager, adventurous, and brave. Montana's personality equipped him to lead the pack and the sled. Mr. Mouse thanked his friends and wished them a safe journey. He waved them goodbye and went straight to his bed.
He slept deeply. He slept soundly with a smile on his face, no longer worried about work. When Itsy Bitsy came to wake him in the morning, on his lips he still held a smirk.
He awoke to a morning that glistened and glittered. The smell of a healthy breakfast and coffee tickled his nose. In the kitchen, the computer was logged in for the virtual party. One by one, friends appeared as they arose.
Everyone was happy with their gifts that were delivered. Animal Christmas was a success. It was official. Mr. Mouse's friends had given him the best gift of all. He learned that having good health was most beneficial.
Even in a time of stress, grief, frustration, and worry, when some things just don't seem like they're right, Mr. Mouse learned that friendship, self-love, community, and healing are key. This lesson he would always and forever keep in sight.
The end.